You know, when we think about a hero's story, we're usually picturing epic battles and, glorious triumphs. But what if the hero is, well, kinda wimpy? Today, we're going to reframe the whole saga of Greg Heffley. Forget the diary for a second and think of it as a reluctant hero's quest just to survive the absolute minefield that is middle school.
And this quote, man, it just perfectly sums up our hero's whole situation. Greg Heffley has these huge, massive ambitions for fame and fortune, but his day-to-day reality, it's a constant battle against, well, morons. And that's the real heart of his quest. His giant ego versus his not-so-giant courage.
So every hero's journey is supposed to start with a call to adventure, right? But for Greg, nah. His call isn't some mystical letter or a wise old wizard. It's the middle school bell. He's been thrown into this quest with absolutely no choice. And let's be honest, he is completely, totally unprepared for what's about to hit him.
And this definition really puts it all into perspective. A hero is supposed to be courageous, accomplished, admired. And Greg Heffley? Well, he's ambitious for sure. But his defining feature is his wimpiness. He wants all the glory, but not so much the guts. And that's exactly what makes his whole story so funny and, honestly, so relatable. Every hero needs a sidekick, a loyal companion. But Greg's journey, right out of the gate, hits a major snag. He has a huge falling out with his best friend Raleigh. So suddenly, he's not just trying to figure out this brand new world. He's doing it all by himself, forced to basically hold auditions for a replacement. And let me tell you, good sidekicks are hard to come by.
So, what's the main battlefield for Greg? It's not some fiery dragon's den. Nope, it's the school hallway. This is the social arena, a place with all these weird invisible rules where the ultimate prize is popularity. And, well, the price of failure is just total and complete humiliation.
And this right here just perfectly captures the massive gap between what Greg thinks will happen and what actually does. Take the school lock-in. In his head, it's going to be this legendary night of freedom, pranks, being cool. The reality? A super supervised, totally cringy event with lame icebreakers and chaperones who take away your snacks. It's basically a masterclass in disappointment.
Oh, and trust me, it gets worse. So they're playing this game, Guess Who? And Greg's team thinks they're being geniuses by taking a photo of a bent elbow. Easy, right? Unguessable? Except the teachers see something totally different. They think it's a posterior, a butt. This whole misunderstanding gets their team disqualified, they're accused of a juvenile stunt, and they end up getting hunted down by the chaperones. It is classic Heffley. And of course, Greg's quest for fame doesn't just stop at the school doors. He sees this audition to be the new peachy breeze kid, and he comes up with this, brilliant gimmick. He's going to click his heels together. But when the big moment comes, he completely wipes out, falls flat on his face, and gets kicked out before they even have a chance to ask his name. Just another shortcut to glory that ends in a total faceplant.
All right, so a hero's quest is never just fought on one front, you know? When Greg gets back to his lair, the Heffley house, he's got a whole different set of monsters to deal with, his own family. And, okay, they might not be mythical beasts, but they are just as terrifying.
So let's look at the official dossier, shall we? You've got his older brother Roderick, who is an absolute master of humiliation and trickery, like feeding fake intel to Santa's scout. And then you've got Manny, the tattler tyrant, who has this insane amount of power for someone so little, yeah, home is anything but a safe haven for our hero.
And if you want a perfect example of Manny's reign of terror, you just have to look at the living room TV. He somehow figures out how to change the parental lock password, so he effectively holds the entire family's entertainment hostage. Now, everyone is forced to watch his favorite shows, which just goes to show you that in the Heffley house, size really doesn't matter.
Okay, so beyond the social battlefield and the family lair, there is one final, completely unavoidable boss battle in Greg's quest. And that is the awkward, horrifying, and absolutely mandatory gauntlet of adolescence. This is the ugly truth. And who delivers this terrifying prophecy? None other than the family matriarch, Gammy. And this isn't just friendly advice, okay? It's a chilling warning. She is literally laying out the map for the most treacherous part of his journey, a time so perilous that it should probably be completely undocumented.
And she doesn't hold back. The curse is super specific. Your lips are going to get puffy, your skin's going to get bad, your head is going to look way too big for your body. I mean, Gami details the horrors of puberty like it's a monster movie. And the worst part? This isn't just a phase. She says it's going to last for years.
It's a pretty daunting forecast for any hero in training.
And then comes the ultimate insult. After everything, after all the striving and scheming, Greg gets beaten to the punch by the one thing he absolutely cannot control: biology. His ex-best friend Rowley gets his very first pimple, this rite of passage, and proudly declares himself a man. For Greg, it's just the final, totally unfair victory for his rival.
So after all of that, all the trials, the failures, the humiliations, what's the takeaway? What are we supposed to learn from Greg's wimpy quest? Let's talk about the wimpy wisdom here.
And this, right here, is the absolute core of it all. Let's be real, Greg Heffley almost never wins. His plans blow up in his face, his attempts at popularity completely fail, and he's constantly getting outsmarted by his toddler brother. But you know what he does do? He survives, and he documents every single painful, hilarious moment. His journal isn't a record of triumphs, it's proof of his endurance. And in its own way, that's a kind of victory.
Which kind of leaves us with one big question, doesn't it? We love to root for heroes who slay dragons and save the world. But maybe, just maybe, we connect even more with the ones who are just trying not to get embarrassed in the cafeteria. Is it possible that Greg's constant, failing quest to stop being so wimpy is the very thing that makes him a hero to all of us? Maybe the truest hero is the one who shows us our own awkward, wimpy truths right back.